Good evening, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Combative Chronicles. All right, Combative Chronicles. This is episode 2, chapter 2 as well. All right, so I'm your host, Mr. Keith Leal. Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. And then for the first time, I would like to welcome here to the show tonight, pro boxer Trini Ochoa. Welcome to the show, my brother.
How's it going, Keith? Thanks for having me on here.
No problem. It's going fantastic, man. And we were. I couldn't wait to get this interview in here today. I mean, there's just so much stuff we would like to talk about, get to know you as well throughout the state of Texas. Because boxing is huge here in Texas, and I know you're doing great things right now. Right now, let's just talk about where you're at before we jump into the whole entire process here. So, where are you at right now? What are you up to?
I'm currently in Portland, Oregon. Just left Washington. We're heading straight to Vegas from there. We're in Seattle right now, training with Benavides at the Benavides gym over there. They're good friends of ours, so they had us down here. Very good hospitality. Taught us a lot. So we're there to learn.
Amazing. And again, you're a great fighter, a young age as well. I mean, you're just up and coming. I would say not up and coming. You've been doing this for some time. You have a great love for the sport as well. Let's talk about 16-0 and 8 knockouts. Amazing, man. I mean, that's a great. It's 16-0 with 8 knockouts. I mean, you got a whole future still sitting in front of you right now that you want to go out and grab as well. Let's talk about what age you started to get into boxing.
I was 14 around. I mean, it really started a little bit before that, around 13. I was in junior high, and I got into a couple fights on the street. It usually goes.
Yeah.
And I was a real quiet, mellow kid. I didn't really get into trouble much. But after I'd get into those fights, I'd call my dad on the phone, and I would be all excited, super happy. He's like the happiest he's seen me. He's like, "Dad, I just fought this dude, blah blah blah." And seeing me be so passionate about something, he took that as an opportunity to tell me, "Oh, no more fights on the street. We'll put you in boxing, and we'll make you a world champion."
Yeah.
And we're here. He's my coach. He's been with me every step of the way.
Yeah, so you trained with some, like you said, Jose Benavides for a couple of years, and your dad is your trainer now. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
What did you take from training with Jose Benavides?
I mean, they taught me the fundamentals. My first 2 years boxing pretty much was under Jose, and they taught me a lot. And my dad was there every single day. Every time Jose would train me, my dad was always there watching, learning, taking everything. And me and my dad learned so much from them. And we still are. Obviously, we came over here, and they're still teaching us more. And they're doing good now, so that's good to see them. But they taught us everything: how to wrap hands, how to put gloves on, jump rope, all that stuff. Yeah, so everything, awesome. And it was a good experience.
Definitely a good experience for you. And now training with your dad, how different is it now for you training with your dad than it was with Jose Benavides and his team?
I mean, it's been so long. My dad pretty much just picked up right where they left off, and just kept rolling with it. My dad really doesn't like to see me get hit, so my dad, focused in on the defense part of things a lot. So there's that. If you watch some of my last fights, you'll notice it. I try not to get hit that much. So
yeah. Well, you're definitely focused on that. So, that's a great thing as well. Huge crowds. You're like I said, you're a young boxer out there. 16-0, 8 knockouts, and you got a great following. You got some people to go out there to check out the match. You know what I mean? Your boxing matches, whenever it is. When you do have something in front of you, you got people that show out there, great crowds that you pull, basically. You know what I mean? So how does that make you feel, man? To have these people go out there to see you fight?
I mean, it's the best feeling in the world when I still remember my first fight, my first professional fight. Waiting in that tunnel, as soon as they call my name, hearing the arena just erupt. It was like I was taken aback a little bit at first, but then I realized, that good feeling in my heart, and it just felt like I was at home. This is where I belonged.
Awesome. So tell me a little bit about your father's tattoo shop, man. I heard your father has a tattoo shop.
I mean, he's been tattooing for like 30 years now. He's been doing it since since I started since the age I started boxing, that's when he started tattooing. 14,
Yeah, 14.
and
Wow.
he's been doing it ever since, and he's good at what he does. And it's
Uh,
located in our hometown of Mesa. So what more could you ask for?
Yeah, Mesa, Arizona, guys. So if you're just checking out the show right now, we're talking once again with Trini Ochoa, a pro boxer, out of Mesa, Arizona, and we're getting to know him a little bit more about him as well today. Now, you have done a few tats yourself, right?
Oh yeah, yeah, I have. I've dipped my hand in that for sure. Over the years, actually, I've a lot of friends and people have let me tattoo them, so it's always really fun. I love art. I love drawing. So if I could do a little bit of both, here and there,
Mhm.
it's what I love to do.
Nice, nice, a good thing right there. Yes, I'm a tattoo guy too as well. You know what I mean? I've got them pretty much every which way. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You
yeah.
can't see here, but I mean, yeah, that's awesome. But
That being said, I
you're
I do not have any tattoos myself yet.
really, but you've done, but
Yeah,
yeah, and there's some artists that are out there that way, but there's some that you
yeah.
are covered. But hey, it is what it is. But check this out. So. You've done all that. You've got all this career that's ahead of you right now. It's 16-0 and 8 knockouts, man. How old are you, bud?
I'm 25 right now.
25 years old. All right, so okay, 16 fights already under your belt and 8 KOs. I mean, it doesn't get any better than that. You know what I mean? Let's get a little bit more into. You're a single dude, right? You're not.
Yeah,
Yeah. So you focused more on boxing right now, and
yeah,
that's
exactly.
boxing is your life right now.
Yep.
So that's a good thing. You don't want to get anything in your way to kind of mess things up or
Uh,
anything like that. I mean, you're still young. You got a whole bright future way ahead of you. So that could come at a later date. You know what I mean?
yeah,
That's
for sure.
so that's
I'm in no
smart.
rush.
Yeah, no rush at all, right? You don't rush to pick up any baggage or anything like that.
Mhm.
Yep. So and so again, again, you went to school, you fought, a couple of fights here and there and whatnot like that. So basically, that's not pretty much where you got your inspiration from, right? I mean, who inspired you to become a professional boxer, and how well? I mean, how did it all get started, other than just the street fighting? I mean, one day you just said, "Hey, this is really what I want to do."
I mean, growing up, my family, we're a family of fighters naturally, whether
Yeah.
it's on the streets or in the ring, right? I mean, there's not many boxers. I mean, I've had grandparents that have been boxers and stuff, but
Hmm.
hearing stories growing up of my parents or my uncles talking, about their street fights, and I mean, I knew I always loved fighting, so what better way to do it than to get paid for it?
Right. Exactly.
Because I figured if I'm gonna be fighting anyways, I might as well do it the right way,
All
stay
right
out of
way.
trouble.
So we got Alejandro Medina Gomez that says Trini the Goat. There you go. I believe that's a goat right there. Yeah, he's watching on
Yeah,
our
yeah.
YouTube channel right there as well.
Thanks,
So
Sandro.
big o, a shout out to him as watching it. No rush at all. That's coming from our one of our let me go back in here right now. Yes, so Anna Marie Lopez is watching, of course. Mobile Combatives, a big, proud sponsor of the show tonight as well. And she says no rush at all. So there's no rush at all. Right? And Trini Ochoa tattoo. That's um, I guess she was just we were getting into the conversation that we were having there. Joe Leal says saludos, bendiciones. So big shout out to you as well there. We've got quite a few people watching the show right here. Alex Lopez says what's up as well. I'm just checking in on here right now. Bumper Gomez watching. Mr. Jim Luna. We got Veronica Luna. Juan Navas is watching. Esther Rodney. We got Birdie. Justin Ramirez. We got quite a few people here tuned in here. Lexi La Pink Panther is watching as well. Terry Garza, Phil Urbina. So many people watching the show right now. So big shout out to all you guys that are tuned into the show right now. Again, we're talking with Mr. Trini Ochoa. All right, pro boxer out of Mesa, Arizona. All right, this guy is young and has got 16 fights under his belt with 8 knockouts. So again, how do you deal with the physical and mental challenges that come with being a professional boxer?
I mean, from the moment I decided to be a boxer, I knew what it was gonna be. I knew this was probably the hardest path I could have chosen, and
Mm-hmm.
so everything I do, everything I have to do, I just do it, and I just take it all in stride because it's what I have to do.
Yeah, well, most definitely. You know what I mean. And describe the most memorable fight you've had thus far. And
I
I
mean,
got some picks. I got some picks. So
I
I
mean,
did.
just my last fight, probably just one of the biggest moments of my life was winning my first belt, my last fight, and
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one to get emotional on stage, but I was starting to get emotional talking about it and thinking about everything I've been through to get this far. And me and my dad again, hand in hand. You see him putting out the belt on me right there.
Mm-hmm.
Um, we worked hard for this. We've sacrificed a lot for this, so that just meant a lot for me.
Yep, and your pop's right behind you, man, supporting you 110%, man. That's a great thing right there. And that was your last fight. You finally got yourself a belt, which is amazing. You know what I mean? Still, like I said, 25 years old, man. I mean, it's just great, man. So everybody that's watching out there, man, if you got any comments for this young man here, feel free to drop them, and we'll be sharing them with them here throughout the live as well. To everybody who's watching over on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, we are on what else are we on here? We're on a couple of your pages as well. So we're about 6 platforms, I want to say. So yeah, so big shout out to everybody that's tuned in, watching the show tonight. Let's talk a little bit about your strengths as a boxer. You know what I mean? What strengths do you actually? What is one of your greatest? Should I say?
My mind. I'm very smart in the ring. I read people. I figure them out. I set up my shots. A lot of fakes. Feints. All that stuff. I set up my spots. I don't have one style, one punch I focus on. I'm very adaptable, and if I see a weakness, I'll take it. I'll take advantage of it, and I can change in the middle of the fight. I can change, whenever, and I think that's one of my biggest strengths.
Just on the dime, flipping on the dime right there. That's pretty cool. That's pretty awesome. Not too many fighters can say that. You know what I mean? So conditioning wise, training wise, I mean, how important is that to you and your career? I mean, you have to get into
It's
shape
huge,
and
and
for every fight in, fight out.
yeah, and ever since I was younger, I hated running, I hated cardio, but I have to do it. So
You have to.
I've made it part of my life, and so I just do it. I run. I like running now as long as I have headphones in. I'm pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So you've been training right now. Again, you were in Oregon. You're right now in Seattle. You've been here and there sparring and doing and getting your work in. Do you have a fight that's coming up anytime soon that you
We're
want to
shooting
do
for the
on?
end of February, probably around February 24th, hopefully.
Okay,
And that'll be at the Celebrity Theater again, hoping to make a title defense against my belt.
nice.
So
Okay,
we'll see how that goes.
Celebrity Theater that's going to be there in Mesa, or Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah.
Phoenix, right? Okay, good deal. Awesome. So if you guys out there in that area that are watching, haven't checked this guy out, man. Again, like you said, stay tuned. You said February 24th, right? Something
Yeah.
like that. Yeah. Hopefully that falls in, and you guys can go out there and check this guy out, man. Again, you can also look up some of his fights there. You probably got some clips up on YouTube as well, huh?
Yeah, I think there's a couple of my fights on YouTube maybe, and some streaming platforms.
Great deal. And you can also follow him on all his social media pages. And we'll get to that here towards the end of the show as well, as we're talking here to Trini, Ochoa here. Again, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for everybody that's tuned into the show right now. Big shout out to all you guys out there. Share the live as well. Let's get this guy out here in Texas, spread the word as well, man. So what is the most valuable lesson you have learned from boxing, Trini?
I mean, I'm still learning every day, but just man, there's so many. Stay disciplined. That's really it. Stay focused in life in general with everything you want to do. As long as you're focused on it and you're determined, you don't waver.
Right.
You can do it.
Oh yeah, and put your mind to it. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
let's talk about this. And I've asked a couple of fighters that I had on the show recently, in the past, whatnot. But how critical is fight week for you? It can be a pain in the ass, should I say? For a lot of fighters out there. But y'all deal with it, because this is what you do. Like you said, the cardio and all this other stuff and whatnot. It's something you don't like to do, or you had never liked to do when you were young and whatnot. But it's something you have to do to get it done. It's part of the drill. It's part of the of getting to where you need to get in shape and whatnot. But fight week, how critical is that for you or
It's
for any
it's down
boxer? But this
to
is
for any boxer, but for me, it's just down to a science now. We just have the same formula, same everything with cutting the water weight. We're cutting weight. We're staying sharp, but not trying to overwork because our body's cutting weight. So we're trying to keep a good balance between everything and staying focused on the fight and then nothing else.
right.
Usually in training camp in general, I'm just in my room when I'm not training. I'm
Mhm.
resting, waiting to train again. And fight week, that's even more important.
Yeah.
I'm very antsy. I like to get out of the house a lot, but I'll just go on drives or whatever. I don't go party. Don't go do none of that.
Right.
But fight week especially, I have to be really disciplined on my diet, on my water intake. It's all calculated, and on my training.
Yeah, it's got to be a strict diet too, right? So let's talk about a little bit about that. What kind of I mean, is this something different every time before every different? I mean, before a fight, or do you stick to the same plan before the fights that you have? You know what I mean, on
Uh,
your diet, your plan, and whatnot. Does it
usually
change at
similar,
all?
usually similar plans, and it changes. Like I know my body the best, so depending
Hmm.
on how I feel on a certain day, I might eat less, I might eat more. If I'm not hungry before bed or whatever, I'm fine with that. Um, if I'm going to, when it comes closer to the fight date, I'll start getting hungry before I go to bed. But you just got
Hmm.
to deal with that. That's how you know I'm going to lose weight.
Yeah,
um,
I know it's
but we have
tough,
we have meal preps.
right?
We just try to stay on it, and I usually, I'm always good with my weight.
Yeah, and so being 16-0, how well do you handle any physical or mental injuries? Have you ever had an injury throughout your career in the 16 fights that you've had?
Yeah, I've had a couple of my fights actually. I've had a fight with one hand,
Oh,
only my
really?
left hand. Yeah, yeah. But
Damn.
yeah, because I injured a tendon in my right hand or whatever at one point, but it's all fully healed now, so it doesn't bother me
Mhm.
anymore. But yeah, I had to deal with that. I always see that as a challenge. I've always liked kind of being an underdog. Growing up, I played a lot of Pop Warner football,
Mhm.
and I was always like one of the smaller kids on the team because I would barely not be able to make weight for like the my age groups that I always had to go up a little bit.
Mhm.
So I've always been the smaller guy usually, and I just feel comfortable being an underdog. And so when I have an injury or something like that, it kind of just motivates me even more to push
Right.
myself past my limits and work even harder.
Stand again, throw up a couple of more picks right here from some of the fights that we had here in the past as well. If you guys are checking it out there, we got a few more picks here we would like to share out there, man. Trini in action, definitely. You know what I mean? It's and it's good. Wow, so that's a nice pick. Whoever took
That's
that
a
pick
really
was a
nice
great
pick.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Right there, man. So if you guys are watching the show as well, just say hello and let's see. We got Gabriel. Let's see. How does it feel like to be the only Latino in Knight Rider jewelry
That
commercial?
that was a fun shoot with Knight Rider. Everybody over there is really cool.
Yeah.
It's cool when I have family who go out to like their location in Hawaii. When they're walking by, they'll see me on like the in their storefront, the big old poster. They'll send me pictures. No, Knight Rider's awesome. I don't have any other jewelry on me right now, but yeah, no, that was a fun shoot. It was a long shoot. I got tired. I was definitely like, dang, models really have have some work to do. So I
Yeah.
got I got respect for models and stuff because it's a lot of
Yeah.
work.
It's a lot of work for sure, for sure. And a big shout out going out to Robert Vasquez, and he wants to send out a hello from Littlefield, Texas, is watching as well. So big shout out to you. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. Albert Lopez, Terry Duarte is watching as well. Sonia Peña, a big shout out to her as well. Tomas Lopez watching the show as well. We got Chris Martinez, JB Flores, Jose Jimenez, Velma Zamora, Joe Solis, Dave Hernandez, Joe Fonseca, Cumbia Champs also watching here. We got Ronnie Castor is watching. Jesse Torres, all kinds of great people here from the state of Texas checking out the show tonight right here. As to give them a follow. Where can they look you up on social media if they want to get to follow you and get them to know more about Trini Ochoa?
Usually I'm just on Instagram at Trini8A, Trini, the number 8, and then the letter A after that, Ochoa.
Ochoa.
So
Yeah, definitely look them up. You're on what platforms? On Facebook? Were you on Instagram? All the,
Instagram and Facebook, just Trini Ochoa. That's pretty much it.
cool. Same handles, pretty much. So if you
Yeah.
guys are looking out there, stay, Adam, follow him today. Should I say that? And keep up with him. You know, what I mean, he's got some great fights. Go to YouTube, check out some of the pics out there, or some of the clips that he's got there. And it says welcome to the show. That's coming from Mr. Alejandro C. Lopez. Welcome to the show, and keep kicking butt as well. All right.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
So anybody out there that's again, just I mean, there's a lot of people out there. There's a couple of Facebook users here. What's up? So big shout out to everybody watching the show from all our platforms out there tonight. I'm talking with Mr. Trini Ochoa, okay, pro boxer out of Mesa, Arizona. All right, the guy is 16-0 with 8 knockouts. He's been on the road pretty much for the last, I would say, what, a couple of weeks now. The
Yeah,
last
it's
time I
been.
spoke to you last week, was it you were heading up there?
Hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
now you're heading back.
yeah. Now we're heading to Vegas now, so we're still gonna be on the road
Vegas.
for another week.
Oh, another week. Wow.
Yeah, we're getting more
Yeah.
sparring over there, so that's gonna be good.
Cool. Awesome. So, and what place are you going to be out there sparring at? Out in
Top
Vegas.
rank,
Top
probably
rank.
top ranks gym. Yeah, they have a lot of guys over there for us to spar right now.
Cool, amazing, right there, man. Great talking to this guy right here on the show, man. I was looking forward to this interview to have him here on the show tonight, as I do all the guests that I bring here on the show. But I mean, this is just something different here. Combative Chronicles, brought to you by Mobile Combatives out of Phoenix, Arizona, as well. So a proud sponsor of the show tonight. So a big shout out to Anna Lopez also for doing it. And let's talk about your sponsors. Do you have any current sponsors right now that sponsor you?
Yeah, no, shoot, a lot of my family, a lot of Mesa places. So first of all, shout out Mesa. You know, that's my city. They pretty much they carry me on their shoulders right here. So lots of love to Mesa, Arizona. All my sponsors, uh, and Mesa Tire Shop. Um, we got we have a lot of sponsors. There's here,
Sacred
let me
Society tattoo as well,
Sacred
as well.
Society tattoo for sure. Let me bring some up. I know I got some right here
No worries. Let's get him on there. Let's give him some credit as well to everybody that sponsors this young guy right here as well
because
on the
they
show.
helped me out so much. I wouldn't be able to do this without them. That's for sure. You know, they helped me through training camp, through all that stuff, and it's just a big support for me. It keeps me able to focus on my training and nothing
Mhm.
else. And
Yep.
that's what I need for a lot of this.
Mhm. Good deal. David Woods Sr. is watching the show as well. Says, "Get it done, Trini. Mesa is proud of you."
Thanks, Coach Woods. He's one of my Pop Warner coaches back in the
Yeah.
day.
Good
Yeah.
deal. So everybody out there again, checking it out. Mobile Combatives as well is going to be taking care of you this year for sure as a sponsor. So just shout out to Mobile Combatives Medical.
Shout out to them. Shout out to Ochoa Contracting. Like we said, Mixed Tire Shop, Sacred Society Tattoo. Um, yeah, no, the all of them, all my sponsors, just in general, and who've ever sponsored me in the past too. Even if you're not sponsors right now, you know, it's all helped me so much, and I don't forget any of that. So thank you.
Yeah, well said. There you go. You know, I mean, a big shout out to all his sponsors out there that take care of this guy. I mean, like you said, he couldn't do it without you guys. I mean, it's good when you have that. You know, when you have that backing. You know what I mean, and especially from your hometown there as well, Mesa. So that's awesome. That's outstanding right there. So, how do you see the current state and future of the sport of boxing, Trini, in
I
your
mean,
eyes?
it's going right now. A lot of people have different opinions on it. That's for
Mm-hmm.
sure. I think it's doing good right now. A lot of people, say it's not in the golden era or whatever. But I think there's a lot of good up and coming prospects, a lot of good fighters right now, and you just have to be in it. You have to watch, you have to pay attention, and keep up with everything, just like how it was back in the day. And you'll notice that it's not that much has changed. There's still a lot of
Yeah.
uh, good fighters here, and
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
there's always that issue of trying to make the best fighters fight each other, and with Mayweather and how he handled things, it changed a lot of people's perspectives on things, and I'm hoping for one that we can get back to the greats fighting the greats. But I mean, we've had some really good fights this last year, and hopefully more to come this year.
Yeah, be on the lookout for that. February 24th, though, I believe he's going to have one coming up that way. If everything falls through, I'm sure as he's training for a reason. So be on the lookout there in that area. Is it gonna? It might be even televised somewhere. Who knows? You know what I mean? You might be able to catch it on a pay per view or something like that. But just follow his page, guys. Follow his page as well. Whether it be Instagram or Facebook, so you can keep up with all that great stuff there on Trini Ochoa. Okay, so. I got a couple of more questions for you here, Trini, tonight here on the Hello Time podcast as well. What are some of your plans for the future? In your career in boxing, any goals that you have set out right now? You're still young. You got a whole bright future way ahead of you.
I mean, the most obvious one is world champion.
Yeah,
That's every boxer's goal. World champion. Get as many belts as you can. Um, I don't have plans on moving up any weight classes right now. I'm staying at 140 super lightweight.
140, super lightweight.
So
Okay.
yeah, my last fight, I was able to still make that weight very comfortably. So I feel good at that weight. So anything I can do at this weight class, that's my goal.
So out of the 16 career fights that you have now, which one has been the toughest matchup for you? Any memories of any of those fights that you kind of
Um,
struggled with throughout there? But I mean, you're 16-0, so actually, you did some damage, obviously.
I mean, there was a couple. I think you showed a picture of one that I think was probably my toughest. Hold on, let me get his
Not
name
this
real
Tony,
quick.
no.
And Antonio, I think was his
Mm,
name. What was his last name?
he's got a couple
Antonio
like I said.
Sanchez. Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
that was your last fight.
no. That was
No,
that was
so
quite a
further
few
back.
ago. That was quite a
Mhm.
few ago.
Okay.
It was the guy on our starting soon screen.
Oh, okay. I see. Let's
Yeah.
see this one right here. This guy? No, no.
No,
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 I
no,
know what you're talking about right
no.
here. This is guy right
Yeah,
here.
there you go. Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's definitely a tough fighter, and at that time he was just coming off a upset victory, I think, or no. Soon after the fight he had after my fight, he won an upset victory against somebody he was not supposed to win against, and it just shows how tough he was. And I just remember, I had to be careful coming in on him because he had a good jab,
Mhm.
all that good fundamentals, and I didn't get a clean the best victory against him, but I still did my job
Yeah, and
and was able to.
again, definitely got the win on that one, for sure. But I mean, again, your last fight, the belt. Well, so that was just like was that a pretty easy fight for you? The last one that was your last fight that you got the belt, right?
Yeah, it was no, it was a good fight. He definitely came to fight. He wasn't just a tomato can. He came all the way from Africa, so he
Wow.
meant business. But I caught him in the first round with a good shot. It rocked him, and then the next round he just after that he just kept trying to hold. So I think I had him pretty hurt, and it was just a matter of putting him away after that.
And you did just that, for
Yeah.
sure, right there. Yeah, Trini Ochoa, guys, 16-0, 8 knockouts out of Mesa, Arizona, here on Tejano Time podcast tonight. We appreciate him taking the time here to join us here. To all the people that are tuned into the show tonight, Ismael Castillo, we got Mari Velas also watching there. Crystal Diane Gonzalez is watching. Bobby Moya, Jojo Herrera, Hector Ruiz. We got a lot of people listening or watching from all over. Ernest Garza is watching the show as well. Tony Romo is watching the show as well. JB Flores. Joseph Jimenez also watching. Joe Solis también is watching. Shout out to all you guys for tuning in to the show right here on Tejano Time. I'm your host, Keith Leal. Again, every Thursday we have Combative Chronicles here on the show, sponsored by, of course, Mobile Combatives Medical out of Phoenix, Arizona as well. We bring you boxers, we bring you MMA fighters and wrestlers and whatnot here every Thursday at 7 p.m. On Tejano Time as well. Okay, so my guest tonight again, Trini. I appreciate you taking the time here to join us on the show. Pleasure as always, for everybody that comes through the show. We're looking forward to the future, man. We're, to see one of your next fights that's up and coming as well. February 24th, I believe you got here. Let's see, we've got a shout out here going out to Frankie Coronado. Let's go, Trini, representing Mesa.
It's my good friend, one of my photographers. So shout out
Yeah.
to him too. Yep.
Nice as well. Appreciate you guys watching the show tonight. As they're doing great things over there with you. And a shout out to all his sponsors as well that backed him there at Mesa, Arizona, and continue to back him as well. Mobile Combatives Medical is going to be a sponsor. I believe she's going to get in the books this year, 2024, to back you as well. So keep up the great work, young man. Keep doing what you're doing. 16-0, 8 knockouts. We couldn't be happier for you, man. So we wish you the best of luck, on your upcoming year, 2024. Again, we'll be looking out for you.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it. Thanks for having me on here. It was nice chatting with you, and everything is going good. This is fun. I had a good time.
Yeah, definitely. And we're going to definitely welcome you back, here. And Anna's, Maria Lopez says she's proud of you as well. So big shout out to
Thanks,
Anna.
Anna.
So, yes,
And
everybody watching the
next time
show.
I won't be in a Starbucks, a random Starbucks in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of Oregon.
I have had worse. Okay. I've had someone in a Metro PCS, location
Oh
there. Cause
wow,
yeah, trust me,
you gotta
it's
do. You gotta do.
done it all. Yeah. You got to do what you got to do.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's no problem, man. Wherever you're at, just set up shop right there and we're going to go live. You know what I mean?
yeah,
But this was planned. He knew he's just on the road, so we definitely
yeah. I have my
got to
laptop
understand that.
and headset.
Mhm.
I came a little prepared at least.
Yes, for sure, for sure. And, he's on the road. He's on the way to Vegas, actually, in Seattle now. Trini always overcoming obstacles. That's coming from what is that?
Ashley,
Smash? Yeah,
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 that's my
Ashley.
cousin.
Okay, it's Smash
I'll always
Smashly,
go to
but
my
it's
fights
Ashley.
and yep, I always go to all my fights, showing a lot of love and support. So I appreciate you.
There you go. Anybody else would like to shout out, give a shout out to Mr. Trini here watching the show tonight? Feel free to drop your comments in the box. Everybody that watched the show tonight, again from Alejandro Medina, everybody else, Gabriel Barrios, all the guys out there that tuned into the show. David Wood Sr. también is watching the show. Big shout out to you guys, everybody that tuned in. Thank you so much, for representing this guy right here and showing him some love. You know what I mean? He's got a great future ahead of him. Again, he's done it all, man. 16-0, 8 knockouts. Did some couple of tats there. His dad's training him. I mean, he's got all kinds of great support all around him. How well does your family, other than your father, but I mean, how well does your family accept this? I mean, they love
Oh,
see you out there fighting.
yeah, I know they love it. When you see the crowd and everybody being all loud, half of them, more than half of them, is probably all my family, and they're the ones always screaming at the top of their lungs. Sometimes I think they're all in competition with each other to see who can scream the loudest.
Right, and again, you come from a family that fighters, so I mean that's pretty cool. So they're definitely gonna go out there to
Yeah,
check you out as well. Says Japan loves Trini as well. So it's Trini.
yeah. Shout out Takashi,
There you go.
another one of
Big,
my cousins.
yeah, good deal,
Yeah,
good
yeah,
deal.
it's family.
So awesome. And then we thank everybody again. Crystal Diana Gonzalez is watching as well. Mr. Tootie Segovia is watching. Big old shout out to Mr. Tootie as well. So again, guys, thank you so much. Join us again next week, next Thursday, 7 p.m. right here on Tejano Time for another episode of Combative Chronicles, all brought to you by Mobile Combatives Medical out of Phoenix, Arizona. So he is from Mesa, Arizona, Trini. So Trini, again, man, we wish you the best of luck, man. Hopefully this is a good year for you as well. 2024, keep up the great work, man. Go out there and beat some ass, should I say. All right.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. Awesome podcast. I'll be checking you guys out from now on as well.
Good deal. Good deal. And we hope to have you back on very, very soon. Again, once you get that next fight out the way, give us a call, man. We'll be more than happy to bring you back
Yeah,
on the
for
show
sure.
as well.
Sounds good.
God bless, man. You take care.
Hey, take care.